Hello, everyone. How are you? It's me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and we're here, we're home. I've had such a great, amazing, and fun day. Had just an amazing, great time. If I had to go backwards from what's just happening right now, come home, happy to be home. Had a long day outside today. Was hanging out with my mom since 7:45 a.m. when she picked me up. We went to downtown Seattle area because I live on the other side of the water. So the ferries are great. And it was just such a beautiful morning. And then it got up to 87 here in Seattle today. So that was a trip. She said, I want somebody to ride up to me to Marysville with me. And it's like far away. And I said, oh God, I don't want to do that. And I said, okay. Here's the trade. If you go to downtown Seattle with me to get my herbs and apothecary and stuff, and I'll show you guys what different shops that I went to. Some of the different shops are on the bag and everything. I found a curiosity shop today that I had never been to before, and it was just literally a hole in the ground full of taxidermy. Hey everybody, Katie Ross, Living Out Loud. Nice to see you guys. Such a fun day today. And Living Out Loud, you were there on Lady Grave Dancers. That was such a fun live with her one card readings. I'm so happy. You guys don't even know. So happy. Fairy Hearth Witchcraft, how are you? So nice to see you. So I have big news, big news, big news, big news. So many things I got today in my Witchcraft haul from like downtown Seattle. And also we went to two family members' houses, like people that are very elderly in their 70s and 80s. And it was so much fun. Hey Debbie, how are you? Nice to see you. So, do you guys remember that for Christmas, because a family member gave it to me from my blood family, so that would be a Christmas gift, not a Yule gift. My auntie, my great auntie made this for me by hand. All the little booties. And it's like supposed to be like a jester type of thing, and he's got this long stocking cap. He kind of looks like a little fool. But if you look at the face, she's done beads for the eyes and sewing on the lips and everything. The hands are sewn, and she's done this all by hand. So she's going to teach me how to make dolls, because I asked her, I was like, oh, her house is full of old porcelain dolls. It's so amazing. And I met two today that I feel have very, very strong energy. So I made sure to tell my auntie, like, I'm in love with these dolls just in case you ever wanted to give me one. And so it's amazing. And it took so many hours. There's just so many details. It's all by hand. So I put my little teeny tarot that was gifted to me by someone, I think Nina, gifted those to me. And I give this and leave these with the jester, right? So anyway, when I was there today, she said, I made a chair for your jester. So she made this by hand and painted it and everything. It's green and white. And it sits very, very uniquely because it's just on a very small balance. But this is the chair that she made for the jester. So I got that today. Give him his cards. And then, like, I have to save the grand finale for last. But I got a human part today. And I'm going to be showing you guys the human part. And if you were on the chat in Lady Grave Dancers chat, don't tell what I said it was, because I did say what it was on Lady Grave Dancers chat. My home is a fabulous curiosity shop. I mean, I do try. I do try. I'm going to start wearing that hat, you guys. The one that I got in Texas and had to carry on the airplane, and that got smushed in the reader. It was amazing. Hey, Freshwater, how are you? It's so nice to see you. So what else did I get? So that was from my auntie's house. My auntie also gave me other things. You guys, we got taxidermy from her, believe it or not. Hey, Tess! Tess is here! Yay! Alright, so let's see what we got from Auntie's house. The first thing she asked me was if I'd be interested in feathers, you know, boas. And I was like, yeah, for my art, I'll find something to do with it for the transgen deer, where I get the deer heads, and I dress them up with wigs and jewelry and, you know, stuff like that. Airbrush makeup, big mink eyelashes. So she gave me a giant bag full of, like, boa feathers, all different colors and kinds. Like, you know, there's these, like, dog colors, but look, these have, like, little pink feathers and such. So, I think I got, like, 40 different things of those. 40 different kinds. This black and white one is especially cool. And then, among those things, there was this beautiful sheepskin, which me and Peggy think is a sheepskin because when you get real close, it's kind of like, it looks crimped. But she just had this big piece of sheepskin among her things, and I said, Auntie, can I have that? So, it's really cool. I like it. I'll use it, I don't know where yet, but when it calls to me, it will. And so, I do have to do some special things to, it is so soft. I will have to do some special things to bless some of these things in, like the sheepskin, and then she gave me this just bag of random feathers, which is really fun. I don't know what they do. Do they dye these feathers to make them the way that they are? Hey, Kristen, how are you? The cougar, the mountain lion behind me, that's Effie. Yeah, she's actually the queen of this channel. And she's from my family, you know. We ate from her, which is really cool. Connected to the spirit. I just met Kristen on Lady Grave Dancers today. So, Auntie gave me just all these random feather boas and the sheepskin, and then she had these antique, like 20s or 30s or 40s, probably 40s, hats. And they're really, you know, I'm going to play around with them, but they're really cute. And I don't know exactly. I think some of this came down in front. You know, like this, when you see the pinups wear them. It's probably falling off my head, but. So I'm going to play around with it. And if I don't end up wearing it, because I told Auntie I wanted to wear it, then I'll put it on one of my taxidermy. Look at this. It's mink. And then some of this, like, face netting. And some, probably, I don't know, feels silky. And it's a clear top and then just like a little fur. So let's see, where would you put this on? I would think the fur would want to be in the front. So let's put it on with the fur in the front. Ha! It's funny because I have this little hair up. But that could be quite nice with my hair down without the poof thing. I don't know. We'll see. Or it could be nice on deer because maybe I could put it over the antlers. Okay, and then I got one more little hat, I think. Oh, yes. It's interesting. It's just like velvet. Little vintage hat. I don't know. I have so much hair. But I'm going to find something to do with them because they're amazing. They're antique. And I'm absolutely in love with this piece of lamb. Whatever you want to call it. Okay, next we got The Stranger, and I just wanted to show this magazine for the person who bought my Lust game that I made, and it was going to be like a tarot deck, but then I turned it into a game. This is The Stranger. And if you want me to send you some of these magazines, because the back part is like all the personal ads, that's where that part of the book came from. If you want me to send you some of them, it's really kind of funny. So anyway, I got that, and then so I went to 2 apothecaries and then a curiosity shop. That's what I have to show you next. That's where I went shopping today. It was absolutely amazing. We're saving the curiosity shop bag for last. And yeah, we'll do this curiosity shop first. Dandelion Botanicals in Ballard, Washington, which is like a little tiny, right up from Seattle, 20 minutes out of the downtown city of Seattle. I go there as often as I can, but probably like 4 times a year. And I just found out today that you can order from them and they'll send it to your house, which is really cool. But yeah, Dandelion Botanical Company. Amazing little apothecary. By the way, the Curiosity Shop said I could film... Whoop. Hold on a minute. The Curiosity Shop said that I could film there. So I'm going to be doing a video there as soon as I can. So yeah, here's what I got. I got some black licorice sticks to chew on for my father because he really enjoys them and he didn't come on our trip with us today. And hey everybody who's here. Hi Uncle Badger. Hi everyone who's here. These are some just like old-timey candies. My mom looked at them and goes, we used to get those in the penny candy section. And I was like, well, let's get some for Dad. So it's literally the like licorice, I guess, stick. And you chew on it. And then we were reading in Cunningham's book about this. It was very, very interesting. So, because I always bring Cunningham's Encyclopedia for Magical Herbs with me everywhere I go. So this was in the car. And it was so fun because me and Mom were spotting herbs and sometimes she would tell me the folk name and you can look up the folk name in the back of this. And then, like if we didn't know the proper name for it, we looked up the folk name and we would just talk about it. My mom's not a witch, you know. She doesn't do metaphysical things other than meditate and try to do yoga and stuff, you know, but she's, you know, Christian and then spiritual. But we were having a lot of fun with this and she completely respects what I do. I had so much fun at the Curiosity Shop and 2 apothecaries with her. So in the car she's like, hey Jen, that's yellow yarrow, that's white yarrow. And so we're looking it up, talking about yarrow every time we spotted a new herb on the side of the road. She goes, Jen, that's California poppy. So we look up poppy or California poppy. So cool. So after we got the licorice sticks, we looked it up and it was in that book and you can chew those for an intention. Hey Wiley, Kylie, and everybody else. So nice to see you here. Takesha Lay, nice to see you here. Okay, so also from the same shop, because we're going out of the same shop, remember the book that I got just the other day? This one by Amy Stewart. And we've been reading out of it. We read out of The Drunken Botanist. Right. And we read the apple chapter and we learned all about the different like types of apple boozes, etc., 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 right? All the different ways you can make it at home with mash, whatever. All the different traditions. So guess what I see at the Dandelion Apothecary in Seattle? I looked at the book and I go, that reminds me of something. It was reminding me of this, the art, you know? So I looked closer, I go, oh, Amy Stewart, I do believe that's this. But it was in the car because I brought this with me, so I didn't have it to. But I go, yeah, it's Amy Stewart. This is called Wicked Plants. Me and my mom, while I was reading out of it, I read her a little bit in the car. It's so, so cool. Let me read you the back of the book really quick because we're going to read about this on the channel. We always read books on this channel. We read chapter by chapter and we just sometimes flip through. It has so many good herbs in it that you all love, right? It's got all the wicked ones. And then it tells you why, you know. So it says on the back, a tree that sheds poison. Well, on the front, it says wicked plants, the weed that killed Lincoln's mother and other botanical atrocities by Amy Stewart. Alright, on the back it says, beware! The sordid lives of plants behaving badly. A tree that sheds poison daggers, a glistening red seed that stops the heart, a shrub that causes paralysis, a vine that strangles, a leaf that triggered a war. Amy Stewart, best-selling author of Flower Confidential, so I'll have to get that one too, takes on over 200 of Mother Nature's most appalling, so there's over 200 things in here she talks about, Mother Nature's most appalling creations in an A to Z of plants that kill, maim, intoxicate, and otherwise offend. Menacing botanical illustrations render a ghastly portrait of evildoers that may be lurking in your own backyard. Drawing on this history, medicine, science, and legend, this compendium of blood-curdling botany will entertain, enlighten, and alarm even the most intrepid gardeners and nature lovers. Amy Stewart tends a poison garden of her own in North California. And I'm up here in Seattle, so that's on the West Coast. She's the award-winning author of 4 books, blah, blah, blah. So that's this. And you guys, we're going to be reading from this ASAP tomorrow. Tomorrow. The Mandrake, there's a little bit of new information. So we'll definitely read the new information on Mandrake that we didn't get from any other book. And, I mean, there's just so much stuff. Henbane's in here, all the things you can think of. Tobacco, nightshades, whatnot. Okay, so we got that. We got a bunch of organic herbs, and this is how they package their herbs. We got a big, I think we got 1 ounce of jasmine. The jasmine flowers are absolutely gorgeous. I'll open these up and show these tomorrow to everybody. I'm very tired tonight. So yeah, I think, so 1 ounce of jasmine ended up being, oh, I don't know if the price is on here. So we got jasmine flowers. We got marshmallow. We got sarsaparilla. We've been talking about that on the channel lately. We read about it. We got wormwood, and we got 2 ounces of wormwood. Wormwood is definitely in this book. And this book. Absinthe, right? So we'll show this and we'll read out of the book on wormwood. We'll do a video. Whoop! We got cremp bark. Cremp bark. We got bladderwrack. Bladderwrack, I got this for medicinal, but I don't know if it comes up in the magical books or I can use it intuitively. But if you have bladder issues and you need to do a working, if it works for the medicinal, why not use it in your magical working as well if you're trying to heal yourself, right? We got, but bladderwrack tincture helps for urinary issues. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Okay, Irish moss, which I've not yet worked with, but read a lot about. So much goodness, you guys, because I only go to downtown Seattle now that I'm not driving and working as a massage therapist over there, because that's what I was doing. Now that I'm not doing that, and I gave that up over a year ago, good me, and got focused on this and really started going, I'm in love with my life right now. I'm serious. I don't go down there so much, so I really do try and stock up, but when I found out that they ship, I'm like, yes. So, California poppy. Those are in bloom right now here, right now. Woodworm, good for absinthe. Ooh! Absinthe, my loves. Get your sugar cube and a flame. Ooh, from your altar flame, make some little absinthe shots. Careful though. It's not exactly good for you in large amounts. Oh, heaven. So we also got pleurisy root, which I've not yet worked with. Pleurisy root. We got rhubarb root, rock and roll, because right now my rhubarb's in bloom, but I don't want to harvest the root. And the lady at the Apothecary told me, and we talk about this in, oh darn it, this book, right? And we'll talk about all these herbs tomorrow. I'm showing them tonight, but we're going to go through and talk through this book about them all tomorrow and show what they look like, okay, you guys? It's going to be really great and really fun. And these kind of apothecaries in downtown Seattle, they only carry fresh herbs. They don't carry herbs, like if it's not in season, they don't carry it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really respect that. And they go to local places that are growing these herbs, and they're organic. So rhubarb root, the lady told me about rhubarb root today was that you don't want to try and get the root, pieces of the root, because you can harvest pieces of the root without killing the plant, but you don't want to do that in the summertime when it's hot. You want to wait till the fall or the winter when the plant can handle it and sustain it. So that's something that Mom and I learned today about it. Mods, please let everyone know it's going to be really hard for me to answer any questions. Kristen isn't far from you. Hey, Kristen, right, we figured that out on Lady Gravedancer's chat, that she is kind of up north from me, and it was nice and hot where she was today, 92, and we checked the status, we were at 85 or 87 today here in Seattle. So rhubarb root, if you're going to take from your rhubarb plant, you guys make sure you do it when it's cooler or really nice and cold, because then the plant can handle it. Okay, rue. Got me some rue. And, skullcap. I have a blend of skullcap and wood betony, but I don't have just skullcap, so I got enough that I can make a good sized tincture. Do you see my fist? It's bigger than my fist, so that's going to be a nice jar of a tincture for skullcap, okay? And everything at Dandelion Botanical is organic. You got the really good herbs. I really do try, and you know, when I make things on my Etsy shop for people, like personalized workings, I put the Etsy shop in the description, you guys. When I make things there that are custom, I really try and get the best stuff for you guys. Alright, so everything that I just showed you, including the book, was $61.02. And we paid $3 for parking. So I was really flippin' excited. This book was only like $20. Oh, $19 plus tax. So that, and then 40 bucks on herbs, and the little licorice sticks were $5, you know. So we did good, and they're all organic, they're all local. It's just like you feel good when you shop there, right? Michelle, no! Hey, Ricky! Bye, Living Out Loud. Okay, so everybody try these out, because let me just tell you uber quickly why to try those out. Faster, Jennifer, faster. Licorice. Chewing on a licorice stick, the root, not a piece of candy, will make you passionate. It is also a good practice to use while quitting smoking. Licorice is added to love sachets, carried to attract love, and used in spells to ensure fidelity. Licorice sticks make useful wands. So you guys, they're not too big. Do you see how big my hand is? It wouldn't be a terribly big wand to use these, but if you grew licorice, which you can do, you can grow anything. I promise it. We do it here. We're growing passion flowers just from passion fruits that we're eating, planting the seeds, and then we dehydrate the skins. It's beautiful. Okay, so the next botanical place that we went to... Oh, no! So Mom found this in the car, and she just found it on the side of the road, and she's like, Jen, I just thought that this might be cool. I have no idea what it is. We think it's a piece of burl. Do you know what burl is? It's like tree cancer. It's very, very hard, as if it was petrified. It's just like a knot of blonde wood, but there's really like all these curls and just twirls around it. And people that do woodworking and make furniture out of wood, they go and they hunt, for lack of a better phrase, burl on trees. And it's big pieces of wood tree cancers. And it just makes the most beautiful tables, you know. So she found this, and I'm going to use it because I know that in one of my books, or just intuitively, I'll find a way to use that burl in a beautiful working. So that was in between. And then we went to the next apothecary, and I'll show you what I got there. Oh, I forgot about that. Don't you love when you open a bag and you'd forgotten what you'd got? I just see things right here that I forgot that I got, and I'm like, that's fantastic. Okay. Cheers, everybody. Right near here, it's like 9 o'clock p.m. Oh, yeah, and I've just been waiting to have a cocktail. I did have a sour cherry cider. This is a local. Hey, Kirsten, are you able to get like these local ciders? They're from Portland. If you go to like a fancy Whole Foods or something with ciders, they have like nice imported from local ciders. Check them out. They're yummy. This one is hibiscus, but I don't like this one as well as the sour cherry. Okay, so we got some herbs, not too many, because there was other stuff I needed to get there. We got 3 ounces of pennyroyal, okay, y'all? Big old 3 ounces. That's like 4 fists of pennyroyal. And you know what I do with these herbs? Do you guys see this scale back here? This copper scale? right there. Those are big old dishes. And I don't weigh it out, but I just like to put the herbs in there so that they can just get that copper vibration within them before I bottle them up. Or right before I use them or something, but I love these copper scales that I found. Pennyroyal, yeah, and this shop does some organic, some not. The pennyroyal is organic, so I got 3 ounces. Do hagstones still work if you buy them? Good question. Some people believe that they don't. Some people believe you have to find them on your own. So it depends on what you believe. I did do a video on hagstones, which I read from, I think, 2 different books about hagstones, and it's also about hags as well. So, anyway, if you want to check that out, just YouTube, Taxidermy Witch, hagstones. Alright, next from the same shop, oh, let me show you the card of the shop where we're at. So it's called the Cunning Crow Apothecary, and it's in Greenwood. And the witch that owns it is rock and roll, rock and roll. The other apothecary isn't metaphysical. This is a metaphysical shop. I know y'all can't see it. But if you're on my Skype, which anybody's welcome to be on my Skype, you can get a picture of this. My Skype is the Jen the Taxidermy Witch if you want to join. Hawthorn Berry, which I've never used, and I'm excited to reveal this to you guys tomorrow because they're beautiful red, bright red berries. Hawthorn Berry. I use hawthorn leaf and flower a lot. What a neat shop, I know. Great stuff there. And I wanted to get more herbs. I wanted to get horny goatweed, and I wanted to get a couple other things. But by the time I got to the shop, I was out of money because I'm showing this shop last because it has the finale item in it. But I had already been here and spent like some money. Okay. So then I haven't ever had one yet. I got a lodestone. And she fed it for me and gave it 3 copper pennies. And tomorrow I'll, show you what it looks like. But I'm going to get it set up in its own earth-crafted bowl. Okay. That maybe Alex made one of the Juckshy bowls or something that I make, like a little piece of clay just for it. I don't know yet. Probably one of the Juckshy bowls that are baked and sealed and all that. But it's really, really, really nice. And she fed it liquor for me. And what you do with lodestones, she told me, and I've read loads about it, but she just told me just for a brief so you guys know, they're very magnetic. When I picked this up, my hands got all dusty because it has all these like little metal/rock magnet dusts attached to it that look like I don't know how to describe it, so I'll just it. Okay, anyway, so she fed it so I could bring it home and gave it offerings, those coins. I bring it here like the Rose of Jericho. I give it a name, I just feel the vibration, male or female, give it a name. And then I put it in its own bowl and I give it offerings. And then I tell it what to do, what we need to happen. What do we need to happen in this house? And it helps us magnetize that to us, okay? Like, really, really pull that in because it's a frickin' magnet rock. It's amazing. So then once your wish starts to happen or what you need, then you feed it more booze and give it another, pre-1982 copper penny or something nicer or, a $20 bill all wrapped up. You feed this puppy when it does its thing for you, alright? And it's just, these are magnificent, and I've never had one yet so far, and I'm just really super excited to give it its own little offering dish and show that to you guys tomorrow. Hey Jenna, hey Magical Mandy, hi everybody, so many people here, quotes. Alright, so now let's see what else we got. Last thing we got from this shop is, and I have to tell you guys, 3 years ago, this is the shop that sold me this book. So I told her today, I said, because she remembers me, and she goes, I don't remember when you first came in here. What did you get? And I go, I got this giant piece of black tourmaline for $65. The prices are ridiculously, insanely amazing. This thing is 14 pounds. for $65. And I got this. And I got my necklace that I wear on my moon. And I told her that, and I just said, you changed my life when you sold this to me. I said, when you suggested this to me, you absolutely changed my life. And she goes, I know, the back of the book. I'm like, page 276 through, and she's like, blah, and then we totally, like, clicked. But anyway, we just got, like, on a more personal level today, and it was really cool. But anyway, this is the shop that sold me that book, so I have, like, complete love and good vibes for that shop, and I'm really glad they're still open. They teach classes and stuff. So the last thing I got from this shop was a bunch of deer hooves. Let me tip you down to show you, though. So they're deer hooves, as you can see. And they're open. I mean, technically you could do a little herbal working inside of there, you know. Do whatever you want with these. Look up what to do with them in your Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones, possibly, or some of your hoodoo books. Just use intuition. Deer toes, where deers have walked. You know, look up the deer as a spirit animal. And so I got 7 of these. Yeah, 7 of them. I like the way they sound. ASMR. Deer toe ASMR. So I'm going to get these up on the Etsy shop for sure so that y'all can have some deer toes. I only need 2 and I'm going to put the rest on Etsy. And let's go back up. It's a wolf! Ah! Okay. So that's all that we got, and that is the Cunning Cruel Apothecary. So everybody be so thankful to this little place right here because of this, right? We all learn so much from this and use it every day. Okay, next we go to the curiosity shop, and we only have, seriously, we only have 9 minutes. This is the curiosity shop that we go to. We only have 9 minutes until our parking expires because we only paid for 1 hour because it was ridiculous to pay like for the next hour or 3 hours. Okay, anyway. I went to Cupcake Royale, which is the best place in Seattle to get cupcakes, but they fucking didn't make it home, you guys. I'm so sorry. I wanted to show them to you, these $5 cupcakes. Lemon drop, and I got a lemon drop one, so amazing. I got a lavender one, so amazing. But it was so hot they were melting in the car. I wanted to make them all the way home and show them to you guys. Didn't make it. Google Cupcake Royale. So good. Okay, now we have 9 minutes. We go down the stairs of this curiosity shop. There is so much to look at. So many stones that are like ridiculously cheap price. Like big giant quartz points for like $24. Like I'm talking like, if it was this big for $24, you know, like a giant quartz. And there's just stone after stone after stone. There was freaking so much taxidermy. I'm panicking, you know. I don't have enough money for any of that, which I'm just like, you know, at the same time. But anyway, so I wanted to get some things because they had lots of little things. I want to get some things for the Etsy shop. By the way, I have 2 coyote faces, if anybody wants them for the Etsy shop, and a coyote tail, and 3 rabbit tails. And so I need to get those up. I have a deer rack. So if you guys need stuff, just let me know. It's just that I don't have everything up. You know, I have so many herbs to share. Alright, so here we go. Yes, I forgot. We got an... Okay, does anyone know what this is? Let's see if anyone in the chat knows what this is. That's you with skulls, Kirsten. That's funny. Does anyone know what that is? Coyote bone? No. No, it's not. Nope, it's not a coyote bone. It's a baculum. Does anyone... And it's not from... So it's a penis bone. Okay, and it's big. Like it was next to the other baculum, and the other ones were all smaller. No, raccoon was half this size. Let me show you my finger. It's bigger than my pointer finger. Bigger than my middle finger. This is an otter penis bone. Bacculum. Baculum. Yeah, you know you were close. Hey, Roseanne, how are you? So an otter. An otter. And let me hold it up to a raccoon, because I have raccoons, just so you can see the difference in size, okay? Well endowed, right, Magical Mandy? Okay, so this smaller one is a fox. And this larger one is a raccoon. So fox, raccoon, otter. Smallest one is a fox. Medium one is a raccoon. Biggest one that I got today is an otter. So yeah, pretty excited about that. You always do want to cleanse your bones in when they come into your house, and I talked to a dear friend about it today, thank you very much, and she said sage is just a great way to do it, and make sure to ask the spirit if it, feel if it wants to be with you. If not, pass it on to somebody else that might want to be there, you know what I mean? Gee, the girth alone. I know. What's up, Otter? But this is fun. Look at that. Maybe we'll make a beautiful picture out of these 3 bones, Ooh, foxy, raccoon, otter. So I'll just set these here. That looks nice. Okay. And then I also got there these 2 buffalo teeth that are a lot different from the buffalo teeth that I have for my Etsy shop. And they already have holes drilled in for necklace, so I'll put them on the black hemp twine that I got just the other day. The really nice hemp twine. So these will go up on the Etsy shop, and that's in the description. It's a different listing in the description because I haven't got these up yet. But you just message me and I'll make you a listing. But I'll get these up. See, and there's a hole in there. They're great. So these are great to wear in necklaces like this. I have a necklace like this, or you could make them into earrings, which I don't know how to do, but you could buy them and make them into earrings. Alright, next we got the finale. Drum roll. Drum roll, please, everyone. Everyone needs to give me a drum roll. Hey, Jackie! I know I love him too. Humongous drum roll. This is the place we're talking about. They have frickin' human bones. They had a human mandible, $300 with a part of a skull. They had a human finger in a jar, like a case jar, $125. They had a sternum bone, which is this place right here. Yes! Yes! From the University of Washington right down the way, and it was somebody who donated their body to science. It's legal here. You guys just let me know if you want human bones, because guess what I got? All I could afford, but I got one, and I'm going to list them on Etsy, and I'm going to put them a month out. There was 11 rib bones, and I got a human rib today, and I will show it to you. Look at this. Human rib. The vibrations are really nuts, you guys. So let's just take a look at it. It's crazy cool. There are 11 there. So I'm putting this on the Etsy shop. If you are interested in a human rib, let me know. And it has to be a month out for the order because I have to go there, get it, whatever. So please let me know, you guys. Just go to the Etsy shop and let me know. But, you have to just shaking with happiness that I found a place where I can find human parts. Now, it's not for everybody. Buying human parts is not for everybody. And you know what? You need to be careful. And you need to really feel if this is something that you want in your home. But the cool thing is that all 11 ribs that are in that shop are from the same person. So if you got one of those ribs, you'd have one that I have, which I think is really quite cool. That we could have a part of the same spirit together. So that was like happy days for me, you guys. I was flipping out and I messaged one of my new good friends right away and I was like, what do I do? And she helped me and it was just so good. I just don't want to blare her name, but I love you. I'm so glad we're communicating. Here we go. That's the Ballard Curiosity Shop, you guys. So much taxidermy down there. The first thing they have right when you walk in is a two-headed calf that really is a two-headed calf that was born in Yakima, and it lived 20 weeks before it died. It's a freak show cow. Like, I want to... And they said that's the place they said I could film with all the human bones and all that. So you guys... just message me on Etsy about the things, you know, if you need me to go fetch them for you, but we have to put the listing, you know, a month out and things like that, but it's worth the wait. I found a place to get... and my mom, when I was panicking, my mother, she loves me with all of her heart, all of it. But I go, Mom, do you think I'm weird? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, are you okay with it? She's like, I guess. You know, but she is. But she's just like, human bones, Jennifer. What are you going to do with that? And I'm just like, I'm so excited. So yeah, field trip for sure. She said, no problem. You know, I don't see any problem with that. We'll just have you come in, you know, an hour before we open. And I was like, I was going to say that. That's great. So y'all, if you're in Seattle, you have to make sure to check out those spots. And this place is just right across the shop. The place where we got all of these herbs is just right across the way from this place. You guys have to visit Seattle. It's great. And it turns out I'm going to be staying here inevitably and not going to Texas, which is super sad. But at the same time, I'm making it a really great thing. What else did I want to show you guys? That's all the goodies I got. I'm working on a really cool order for Isis, and I gotta tell you guys all about that, but I think that'll all be tomorrow, because I am beat for the day. Let me just pound this cider and see if I have some more energy. Give me a second. I can't believe I got, like, fur hats, and, I mean, sheepskin. These are all just random things. So taxidermy witch, and, like, I just... fell into that shop today. I wasn't even meaning to look at that curiosity shop. I had no idea it existed and found human bones. You guys, it's so amazing. A rib. And this is so symbolic of a lot of things. You can work with this rib for creation. You can work with the spirit of the person if you so choose. And you know, you can make that a really subtle thing. It doesn't mean go get a spirit board and ask the spirit in. It just means talk to the spirit and see intuitively if it's meant to be with you. You know, but you know, sage it and all of that and make sure it's clean. What time tomorrow? I think bright and early, y'all. So Seattle time, probably like, oh golly, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Seattle time, which is like 11 a.m., 12 a.m. in the East Coast middle part. So yeah, that's my plan. Happy days, look at all these goodies. There's so many things down here. So many goodies. Happy days. I'm going to start working on the Steampunk Oracle deck, and I'm going to start working on the Cat Oracle decks, and I'm going to start because people are asking, because I'm all out of the one-of-a-kind Oracle decks I sell. Hey, Cherrybug! Roseanne, I'm so sorry. What was I going to say? Ah, well. Doesn't matter. I just had the greatest day, and I couldn't wait to come home and tell you guys about everything that I just, like, I feel like I fell upon. And it's so cool that my auntie's going to help show me how to make dolls like this with, like, fingers, and it's all by hand, and she does all the graphics of the face with paint, and mailing my package tomorrow. See, this is what I told you guys. It's a birthday fortnight. You know, it's not just a birthday week. It's just turned into this beautiful thing. It's going to go on until the channel birthday happens, which is July 19th, and that's when I made my very first video. And when we have the channel birthday, I'm going to get my Alienware laptop out, and we're going to watch my first video together with me. Like, video will be on laptop, I'll be right here, and I'm going to, you know, pause it and talk about it, and kind of just talk about my feelings. Because I think for people that have ever thought, I wish I could start a YouTube channel, or I want to start a YouTube channel one day, just make that one day tomorrow. Like, it's so much fun. and you meet so many beautiful people, and I know you guys know each other in the chat and you're dear friends and all that, but it's so like grand when we can see each other's faces and talk like this and get to know each other more than just our little circle that's there and everything. Ed, what do you guys think about my bracelet that I made? I mean, it's nothing fancy, but I really like it. I use this big giant piece of leather for a lot of workings. I have a big giant piece of leather, and I love the spirit of that cow, and the vibrations of that. So, and I put it on loads of my workings that I sell. And I wanted to be close to everybody in the workings that I've sent out. So I just started wearing this the last 3 days straight, and I've just been bonding with all y'all. Yeah, just do it, right, Mandy? Just do it. You'll have so much fun. And you educate yourself because you're trying to teach other people, and that's one of the best ways to learn stuff is to teach other people. And I completely agree with that statement. Sorry, Effie. Jeez Louise. I've been on my tiptoes this whole time trying to be, like, up with her. The shelf needs to come down this far. So when I move into the loft, I have to make sure it's down, like, to right here. Because she demands to be in the picture, and I would like to be in a little bit of the shot. So, there we go. Next studio, I'm going to paint the whole goddamn thing red. Like, you know, red. Lipstick red. Pinup lipstick red. Very excited for new beginnings. Yeah, it's going to be great. I love lofts anyway, being up high. Higher in the sky. And all that. Do you guys want to stay on and chat a little bit, or do you want me to end my stream? Because I'll do it either way. I don't care. It's nice that some of you are here. I know it's late where y'all are at. You know, I don't want to draw things out. I don't really have much more to talk about tonight, but I can hang out and have one more drink with you guys before I end my stream. You're up. Chat if you want. Okay, cool. Let me go get my other beverage and I'll be RB. I'll be right back. There's the queen. So what has everybody been up to today? And does anybody need a candle lit or for us to put our energy together and help one another? Does anyone have an issue, need a candle lit? And does anybody need some quick advice out of this book? Because I always, always, always offer that. Because this thing follows me around wherever I go. Busy as a beaver. I was just telling my auntie today, when I was telling her all of the porcelain dolls I loved, you know. When she was giving me these hats, I was telling her, I was like, I have a big fedora at home, describing this to her and how great it was, you know. And I said, it's amazing. It's like out to here, and it has ostrich feathers and beads and all this stuff. And she's like, ooh, that's amazing. My auntie's like 70, I think. I don't know. Yeah, 70. And she says, I said, you know what, though, the thing I want most in the world, because right after I bought that fucking hat, I went to this other shop in Galveston, and they had 25 antique hats that I was, like, drooling over. for the longest time, I wanted to be a lady with dreads and a frickin' antique beaver top hat that, like, folds down and you can put into a purse. So they're like $300. And there was one at the shop for $150. So I bought this for $80. But I would have rather spent $150 on the fold up beaver hat. Like, Jennifer, why do you jump at things, you know? Don't spend all your money in the first shop. It ain't going anywhere, you know? So life lessons, correct? Like, life lessons. Time for a turmeric chai latte. Oh, I love that. Such a goodie. Molly, my dog is needing energy. So, who was at Lady Grave Dancer's live tonight? I know that Kirsten was, because that's where we met. So glad that you are joining the Taxidermy Witch family. Kirsten, thank you. Who else was over there? Tess was over there. I don't think B. Young is in our chat, but I saw her over there. I saw Roseanne at Lady Grave Dancers. Roseanne, what was the question you had while we were over there? Do you know who it was that donated the bones? The deaf person? Was that to me? Because this bone, if you're talking about this bone, all I know is that it came from the University of Washington, which is like 10 miles away from where I bought it. And that it was donated to science, and that it was fairly new. It wasn't like an old antique bone from the 40s. It was like fairly new bone. And that they get bones from there all the time. And, you know, I mean, they're pricey. Human bones are flippin' pricey, but I get it. Like, I get it. So, obviously, I would have bought way more, because I know you guys want them, but it's going to be one of those things where it's like, you pay and then I go get it, you know. We'll work it out. We'll totally work it out. But I was fucking thrilled. Okay, so let me look at the chat. Does anybody need anything? Are you telling me to eat? Because I'm going to eat as soon as I have one more cider. That's why I was going to have one more beverage with you guys. How much? Yeah. They cost me $65 a rib, so on my Etsy I'll list them for like $75. Because, you know, I have to go to Seattle and, you know, make a tiny bit of money. So, one rib, yeah, but I can't find them anywhere. Yeah, cheers, cider is good. Yep. And the human finger in the glass jar, I think that was $130. And it came in a little tiny dome, you know. And it was most of a whole finger that was articulated on a wire. And then they had that, I wanted that sternum so bad because it's so heart chakra, you know. You guys know your sternum bone? So you have your rib cage, right? Your rib cage. And then below it, you have the sternum bone. And then at the bottom of the sternum bone, it's really tender. Like right below there, it's really tender. Don't push too hard on that. Because there's this little tiny, like, J-type bone. And I forget what it's typhoid bone. I can't remember the name of it. But I had to learn it in massage school. But anyway, the sternum is right there. And it's kind of like resonating right there at that heart chakra. But they had it up on a little piece of wire. And I was just like, it's so amazing. And the way they had the caselet, you guys, I can't wait to take you around that shop, you know. Cartilage? Yeah, I mean, but no, the sternum, there's a little bone there, right? It's bone. Cartilage, I don't know how they preserve that, you know. If it would be in salt or if it would be another way. I wish I could learn taxidermy, you guys. This is stuff that, you know, either comes from garage sales, yard sales. Effie, my cougar, is from my family. Just the soft bone. Okay, gotcha. Breastbone, then sternum. Yeah. It's been a long time since I saw my cadaver. Or the bodies exhibit. But that's a great exhibit if you want to learn what's under your skin. In reality. And you know, I'm not afraid of skin and bones and blood and guts. Yeah, I love horror movies, and It's weird because I'm an empath, you know, so I'm very emotional, very tender, but I love, you know, putting frickin' Rob Zombie on repeat, or what else do I like to put on repeat? Fucking Rosemary's Baby, you know. I heard there's a new one. I'm like, what? I'm just talking about the Mia Farrow Rosemary's Baby. Mia Farrow's in Rosemary's Baby? How old are you? You know, no offense. Like, I love old people, young people, everybody. But, come on. Yes, Mia Farrow's in there. Yeah, Rob Zombie. Hey, Kirsten, you'll love this. Check this out. As you can tell, if you've not seen Lords of Salem, which if you're in a witchcraft community, I'm sure you've seen Lords of Salem, my hair is mused off of Sherry Moon Zombie's hair in Lords of Salem, right? These big, thick, long dreads. And I want to show you a picture that a friend of mine made for me out of recycled, expired makeup. So she had a bunch of makeup that she decided to put on canvas and make pictures out of. All these different things. We bought a David Bowie one, and it's at my mom's house. Tess, I'll have to show you that David Bowie, and B. Young's not here, but I'll have to show her too. Alright, so this is from my very favorite movie in the whole wide world, House of a Thousand Corpses, which, who's so excited about Three from Hell coming out so flipping soon? This girl, right here, Three from Hell is, I've been waiting so long. So long! So you'll probably recognize this from a scene in the movie when it just flashes through and she is laying with the skeleton in her bed and she's like, ah! And so this is her from, and she's wearing that, you know, that big hat with the leopard print on it. So yeah, she made this out of, you know, upcycled, expired makeup. And then she sealed it with a Mod Podge sealer, like the spray, I believe. But yeah, I love this. It's one of my favorite art pieces that I have, and I've got a lot of art. I'm trying to manifest to meet Rob and Sherry one day. So if y'all could help me do that, I'd really appreciate it. Hey Joyce, how are you? So lovely to see you. So many kisses. Yep, there it is. You can just kind of see it in the back. I keep it in that little curio shelf. There's a lot to look at in my room. I feel like we should do a studio tour again one of these days when we get to it, but there's just so much to do. So much to do, so much to say. I may try and wear this tomorrow. I'm really, really, really digging it. I don't know how to work it, but I'll figure it out. Maybe it goes like this. Hey, y'all, I figured it out. This goes on your head. Hey, I figured it out. This thing goes around your neck once you get it where you want it. And then this goes here. Ah, I love it. It's like a veil. I love veils. And then you make sure... Oh, look, I could just do that. Do you like it? Do you guys love it? I love it. It's a little bit hard with long eyelashes, but I kind of adore it. What do you think? Look. Blink, 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 blink. Yes, so this is how you wear it, right? And should I tip it when I pin it in? Or should I just leave it flat on the back? I kind of feel like I should tip it to definitely this side. Sorry. Looks great to the side, right? Yeah, okay. And then tell me how it looks in the back, and be honest. I'm going to pin it. I love this veil. It's so cool. I'm gonna do magic with this veil on. I'm really freaking excited about this. I feel like it happened for a reason. Tip it, tip it. Hey, you know what though? You can still smoke through it. That's the good news. Which is kind of weird, but... The 21st whatever century meets the older century. I know I'm hilarious. Thank you very much. I'm here all day, or what do they say? Like I'm here all week. But I have seen ladies drink their cocktails through their veils. I'm not going to do that because this is too precious, but... Fucking ring got stuck. This is an accident waiting to happen. Joyce, what's going on, honey? Hold on a minute. Sorry for you, Joyce. Feeling okay. Freshwater for any user. Sore. I lit you another candle right now. I want you guys to see the candle that I set up for Joyce. Joyce, it's messy on my altar right now because I just got home. But I want you to know that your whole setup is still here on my altar. With the doll, with the knee. Whoop! Darn the loop. We put the death oil on this knee doll. We put some wax on the bottom of the foot to glue it there. And we burned a black candle for Joyce, and it helped with her knee pain. So Joyce, we'll set something else up for you for sure. I'll do that right when the live is over. We'll light a candle. And get that kind of re-going. Haha, filtered smoke. That's funny. Do you still have your back one going? Yeah, I still have a candle with a vertebrae going for all the people that have those back issues. Because today I was in the car all day with, and I knew that was going to give me back issues. This is really pretty. I like it. So I was having fun with my hair today. You know what would be hilarious is if I wore this. But if it didn't have this and you just wore it over a big beehive, this is not a beehive, this is just a little poof. But you made this big beehive. I pulled all my dreads up through it and just made this on Hairspray, and then she has that big beehive. Beehive is a hairdo from the 1960s, and you needed loads of Aquanet for that. Loads and loads. Yeah, no, you guys, my back has been hurting so much lately, and I know everybody else's is too. In one day, I had 6 messages or 5 messages from different witches that were saying either their neck or their back was killing them and they were in bed. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to make sure that I light a candle for everybody. And then I had 3 messages back that said that the back pain was better. Tess, I just made you a moderator. Thank you, hon. Because when I go on and do readings and stuff, I would really enjoy it if the moderators could help me tell the people that come into the chat, Jen's reading right now, and we'll try and get back to your question. Just put your question all in giant caps. If you put your question all in giant caps, the only reason I don't answer the chat is because I can't focus and I get off of what I'm saying. But then I try and come back and go back to it. So hopefully I'll get to see what you guys are all saying. Looks like a beret in the back looks great. Okay, thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. Laura? Beautiful name. Beautiful. Honored. Sherrybug. I have my arm MRI tomorrow, finally. That's fantastic. Let us know if everything goes okay. Because we will be here for you. Do you guys see where I put my starfish? So excited about that. Hey, Mama Hennessy is here. What's up? John and everyone. Hey, did you get you got your order, right? Everything's good? You love your Etsy order? Really happy. She got loads of cool things. I was happy to do her bundle up. had such a long day. Mama Hennessy, make sure you watch this video back because I do a giant haul, and at the very end I have a finale, and I'm going to show you the finale. I got a human bone. Guess what kind of bone it is, Mama Hennessy? Mama Hennessy is Jamikai Jimenez, but I don't know how to pronounce her name right, so I just call her that. It's okay with her, don't worry. Guess what kind of human bone I got today? So, yes, I loved it, and my daughter did too. I'll have to show her chicken foot when she paints it. That's fantastic. I would love to see the one a child paints of mine. That will be so fantastic. Oh, you guys, such a fun day. And I'm trying to really get to the point where me and my mom can become best friends, because I'm going to need that with this life change, to have a tangible best friend in my life that I can hug, because that was Alex, and it still is for right now, but he's going to go, and I won't have anyone to, you know, be that person. So, I'm totally okay with it. I just need to, have that best friend that's tangible in my life, because you guys are my best friends, honestly. But I can't frickin' hug you, and I can't, like, sit down and gossip with you without telling the whole world as well, you know? So, one-on-one. Oh, Kirsten, you're amazing. Yeah, let's try and be friends. So, Mama Hennessy, I'll just tell you, because you haven't guessed yet, but I got a human rib, and it's so cool and so amazing, and I'm so happy about it. And if anybody else wants some, I can get one for them. So, not to put a damper on the bone, but how do you know it's ethically sourced? Oh, because it came from the university right next to, like, 10 minutes from where we were, the University of Washington. I didn't see paperwork, but that's where she said it came from, and I know that they do that. They have, like, a giant science lab and everything. And he said she said all of the bones in the case were, from someone that donated their body to science. Yes, tangible friends. Like, sometimes you just need to hug someone and sit and cuddle and watch a movie with them. Even if they're... Cuddle, I don't mean anything sexual. I just mean arm to arm. Giggle. Enjoy the moment with somebody. Like, that kind of relationship is what you need when you are taking a separation from your marriage, you know, from your fucking best friend that you married. So, and Alex knows I feel that way about him. He knows that he's my best friend, and it's going to be very hard. But we're, you know, this is where our lives are going, and we're both happy about it, but sad. So everything's super good. I just really need that tangible person, and so that's what I'm trying to manifest right now, is some witchy roommates. You know, within the next 6 months to a year, because I can't be in the loft at my mother's house forever, but I do want to form some witchy roommates right here in Washington, and then eventually build the, like, fucking commune of my dreams, you know, that's not attached to any kind of cult. It's just like a witchcraft commune, where we can have people come in and out and do classes and training, and nothing on a, like, you know, there's no grades. It's just like learn and teach and love and be, and, you know, super hippy dippy chirpy, all that. That's what I want, and I'm willing to give everything up for that. So I will not give up on my little dream, and it's actually a pretty big dream, but I don't really see it not happening. So that's good. There's a cult to the east of here, rumor has it. Really? Tell me what the name of it is. Do you know, Kirsten? Because Kirsten and I just figured out we're in the same state, which isn't a huge state, so we've got some interesting things. We have Ted Bundy. We have Gary Ridgway. We have, oh god, there's a good one. In this little tiny town near where I am, and I don't want to say the name of the town, because that'll tell y'all where, like, how super close where I am. But, there was this place called Starvation Heights, and it was in the early 1900s, and she would put newspaper ads all at, like, this, like, fucking fake, like, she was a doctor, but it's not like she went to school for as many years as you're supposed to, blah, 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 blah. But I've studied true crime, and I've especially studied true crime from around here for my whole entire life. That's, like, my favorite thing. For an empath? Why is an empath into that? I don't know. But, you know, I was a lady that would, like, ride the bus in downtown Seattle, like, for a 10-year chunk of my life. And I had to know what to look for. Like, to protect yourself when you're a lady walking alone, or with a small child and riding the bus in downtown Seattle. You have to figure out what to do to protect yourself and the cues to look for. If there's a man that has a broken arm and he spills everything and he looks at you, don't go frickin' help him. Go the other way, because he's got a sledgehammer in his other hand, and it's like, dude, it's not so far-fetched. And these days you have to worry about freaking human trafficking, and like moms, housewives get picked up for human trafficking and fucking dark web. I'm not trying to be a bummer. I see that we've lost some folks, that's fine. But I just want to say, you read about true crime, especially stuff that's kind of like local to you, because it was like the people depend on the environment, I so believe. And, you know, educate yourself on what to look for to keep yourself safe and not end up in a situation where you're tied up in a basement. Cherry Chapstick, hi honey, how are you? So nice to see you. Hello, Cherry Chapstick. Cherry Chapstick should be super excited. You got one of the 2020 decks. I love your card. Freaking 3 of Wands. So good, Cherry Chapstick. Illinois, Ohio, middle of America. Yeah, dead bodies in the woods all over here. Exactly. It's so nuts. So nuts. And they say that it had something to do with, like, the way it rains all the time here. It doesn't rain all the time here anymore. That's, like, not even true. It's hot here all the time, and then we have a hell of a winter. The seasons have changed so much since I was a little girl, and I've lived here all my life, off and on, but all my life. You know, I've moved out of the state for a little bit and, you know, come back. And your internet lagged and you came back. Lara, that's hilarious. She says, my internet lagged and I came back to not ending up tied up in a basement. Yeah, we talk about everything on this channel. I do have like, if you want to watch me do witchcraft workings and, like, talk about herbal stuff, I do have loads of those videos, but right now we're just having a banter and being excited about all the shit I got today and the great day I had with my mother and the beautiful time I'm going to have with her, living with her again. Oh Christ, you honestly never know what the fuck life is going to bring you. But it's like, just make it into some kind of permanent joy, because why not? Why not do that? Oh, lovely day. Let's read a tiny bit out of Wicked Plants, because I really want to tell you guys about this book. And now I have like a 2-beverage buzz, so it sounds like a good idea. I have a good idea. Let's do it this way. Let me see what's going on in the chat, have a tiny smoke, and then I'm going to do the thing where I flip the book and somebody says when, and then that's just what we read, okay? It'll be fucking awesome. If children are here, I'm really sorry. You know, I might say swears, so I'm just saying that little warning. Cherrybug D, I just read something about upset stomach. Hold on, honey. I got something for you right here, and I bought the herbs today. Oh God, I think it's rhubarb root. Just a minute, Cherrybug. Let me look up right now. Elemental PQRS2. Hold on. Cherrybug D, I'm working for you. I read so much in the car today, and I really absorbed it because I tried to teach it to my mama. Okay, so Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia for Magical Herbs, right? Our Bible here on the channel. Page 216, rhubarb. Okay, we dried the rhubarb leaves earlier. I'm going to be drying the rhubarb stalk. It doesn't say in this book what to do with them, but we're going to be intuitive because we know the leaves are poisonous, right? So we can get probably some ideas from this book, but check this out. See you tomorrow, Ricky. So listen to this about rhubarb. Gender feminine, planet Venus, element earth, powers, protection and fidelity. Magical uses. Wear a piece of rhubarb root, which I bought today because my plant wasn't ready to harvest the root from. Because why, you guys? Does anybody remember why I can't harvest the rhubarb root right now? If you do, say it in the chat. I want to see if anybody learned anything. So I got rhubarb root because on the way to the frickin' store, and I always have an upset stomach at one point or another during the day. No, Lara, not summer. Summer's the bad time to do it because it's warm. When it's cooler, so fall and winter. But thank you for guessing. I really appreciate that. But in the cooler months, fall and winter, the root structures will be able to handle you taking bits and pieces of the root. But in the summer, it might kill the plant. Okay, listen. So, magical uses, wear a piece of rhubarb root around the neck, perhaps on a little mojo bag, or inside of one of our tiny glass vials that you could tie onto some hemp. Okay, we can make it on the Etsy shop, or you could do it yourself. Wear a piece of rhubarb root around the neck on a string, which it would be, to protect against pains in the stomach. Rhubarb pie served on a plate helps to maintain his or her fidelity. Okay, so I know for the stomach rhubarb, but there's no place in this book where you could look up, like, stomach pains. The index straight up just has the herbs. It doesn't have, like, headaches or, you know. Somebody should, I hope at some point they get to do a revision of this book, and my goodness, I'd love to be a part of that revision, because I have so many ideas for how they could bump this book up, because this could really be the herbal main book for so many things if they had a better index, like looking up things for magical stomach pain, headaches, ear infections. What else do they talk about? Sore throats, eye infections. They talk about all kinds of stuff in that book that you can use magically. If you could look that up in the index and find the 3 or 4 ways to help it and see if you have the herbs, that would be an amazing extension to the book. Alright, you guys, we're going to do flip. Ready? Somebody say the word when. Type it into the chat, and when we land on, when I see the word when, we're going to stop, and that's what we're going to read. Somebody say when. Or stop. When. Thank you, Tess. So we've landed on... Ha! Mandrake. That's hilarious. We've landed on Mandrake. Today I had my Mandrake root shirt on. But it's a t-shirt, and I was so hot by the time I got home that I, like, ripped it off and threw it away. Not threw it away, but... Y'all have seen my Mandrake root t-shirt. I got it for Yule from my best friend, Alex. Okay, so Mandrake root. Go and catch a falling star. Get a child with a mandrake root. Tell me where all past years are, or who cleft the devil's foot. John Donne. Mandrake may not be the worst thing in the nightshade family, but it certainly has the most fearsome reputation. Above ground, it is an unimposing little plant with a foot-tall rosette of leaves, pale green flowers, and mildly poisonous fruits that resemble a small unripe tomato. But the source of the mandrake's power lies underground. Its strong pointed root can grow 3 to 4 feet long and is forked like a carrot grown in a rocky soil. Members of ancient civilizations thought that the bifurcated, hairy root looked like a devilish little person, sometimes male, sometimes female. The Romans believed mandrake could cure demonic possession, and the Greeks, thinking it resembled a male sexual organ, used it in love potions. It was also widely believed that the mandrake shrieked when it was pulled from the ground, Harry Potter, so loudly that its screams would kill everyone who heard it. Flavius Josephus, a 1st century AD Jewish historian, described one method for surviving mandrake's horrible screams. We talk about this a lot in all my mandrake root videos in depth. A dog would be tied to the base of the plant with a rope, and the owner would retreat to a safe distance. When the dog ran away, it would pull the root up. Even if the screams killed the dog, a person could still pick up the root and use it. Mandrake was slipped into wine to make a powerful sedative useful for playing nasty tricks on enemies. In a battle over the northern Africa city of Carthage around 200 BC, the general Hannibal waged an early form of chemical warfare by retreating from the city and leaving a feast behind, complete with the mandragoria of drugged wine made from the mandrake. The African warriors drank and slept, only to be ambushed and killed when Hannibal's troops returned. William Shakespeare. This was new information to me. I love this William Shakespeare information that we're about to read here. And I mean, if somebody wants to guess about the William Shakespeare information, what do you think we're going to talk about regarding mandrake? Does anybody know about mandrake in William Shakespeare's? I love Yahtzee, Tess! Oh my god, me and Lily love that. When. William Shakespeare, yes. Romeo and Juliet. And I want to also talk about, and I don't want to offend any Christian witches here, but many people, including myself, believe that the Garden of Eden was not an apple tree. It was a mandrake bush. And that the mandrake, if you were to ingest parts of it or use parts of it, it would give you the ability to see true sight and true life and what beyond the veil. You know, you would be wise. You would understand God and godliness. So I'm going to keep reading. I'm out of beverage, so you know, y'all understand. Just in the kitchen. I'll be right back. You never heard that? Interesting. I read it in what book, man? I cannot remember. There's so many times, you know, when I'm reading all my, man, we're up to over 100 metaphysical or alchemy books or herbalist or whatever books in my witchcraft cupboard. When I read them throughout the day on a whim, if I told you guys everything, I would be turning on the camera 15 times a day. You know? So what I try to do is when I see something in that book, put a bookmark, put it in a pile. Next video I do, tell you all these things. I'm trying to get all the coolest information out to you guys as quickly as I can. Is Tangerine Layla here? Okay, everybody say hi to Tianj while I go get another cider, and I'll be right back. Yip, skip, garden whip. That's something me and my daughter say. It's the best. Don't let anybody leave, Tangerine Layla. Don't let anybody leave. I love you. I love you. This is my Tangerine Layla boopicorn. Boop. Oh, it went behind the camera. And Jack wanted to say hi. Hey, look, I left and I came back and there's more folks here. Say hi, Jackie. Tell everybody how much you love them. Alright, bye, bud. No, don't go into the bed. Hey, that's why you're not invited in here usually. Bye, bud. Well, hello. Okay, so Miss Tangerine Layla's here. She's entertaining everybody, I'm sure. Hey, Tangerine Layla. You know what I was thinking about today when I was in the car with my mother? You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about you. I was thinking about you, and I was thinking, hey, remember that time that me and Linnea and Tangerine Layla chatted, and I did that funny, the fuck do you call it? Weekend at Bernie's. We were talking about Weekend at Bernie's, and we were doing the whole, like, and we had glasses on, and we were being such giggly girls. That's such a good time. That's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Alright, yeah, Tess is here. We love Tess. Tess, thank you for all the gifts. All the gifts. So we're going to continue reading about Mandrake. I went out there and I forgot my beverage. It's because I did two things, but I forgot the second thing. Fuck. Jennifer, focus. Really, focus. Cheers, friends. Cheers to... Oh my gosh, I have so much work to do just between work, you know, orders, and then also blessing all these things in, fucking catching up on my Netflix. How am I gonna do it all, you know? Okay. This is how you do it all. You don't have a regular job. You do your own thing, you follow your fucking passion, and you make it work. And that's what I'm doing. And believe me, I'm not a rich lady, but I'm a happy lady. And I'm so happy to be here with you guys. So yes, cheers. Cheers to this not so good tasting hibiscus cider, but I'm happy that it's hibiscus. And let's talk about hibiscus. No, wait, we can't interrupt what we're already talking about. Jennifer, oh my god, I'm such a space cadet. Do what you can first, rest comes later. I know, right? Like, we can fucking sleep when we're dead, and that's the sticker that's on my Alienware laptop, is there's a skull, and it has a city in the skull, and it says, I'll sleep when I'm dead, you know? And that's, it's been my motto since I've been 14, you know? You know, I'm 37. Cheers to being happy with life no matter what you're dealt. Like, honestly, like, I don't want to win the lottery. My best friend, recently my husband, plays the lottery. And honestly, I would be unhappy if I won the lottery. I feel like it would change the person that I am. I want more than I have right now. I want to be more comfortable, but I don't want to be like a fucking person that has like so much money that it becomes its own problem. And so many little things come up from easing it. Like, if things come easy to you, then there's a lot of kind of balance. Like, everything has a balance, right? So if I have to work really hard for something, that means I'll probably get a lot of other things easily. But honestly, if you don't have to work hard for anything, then where does that balance come for you? That terrifies me about being uber wealthy. I've never wanted to be uber wealthy. I just want to fucking, because I grew up so poor, I just want to, like, have a little bit better life for myself, you know. It's not much to ask. But honestly, I'm super happy because, like, now I get the chance to figure that out on my own. Like, straight up just me. So, for those of you who just joined the channel, there's, like, a lot of life changes I'm going through at the moment. But I want to tell the channel about it because y'all are my best friends and my family. So that's why. That's what's going on. We're going to talk more about Mandrake now. We left off talking about Shakespeare, okay? And so, yes, the answer is Romeo and Juliet. We did add in the snippet about Adam and Eve and how a lot of historians and historic texts say that that was not an apple tree. It was, in fact, a mandrake bush that can kind of, if they're very large, could look maybe like a tree, but not so much if you kind of like really look at the plant itself. You know, it's roots and then straight up. There is no tree trunk like we would see in depictions of Christian or Catholicism art. So anyhow, perhaps that might change if you looked at oil paintings from very, very, very old times. Maybe it's not a tree, maybe it's more of a bush, you know. I would love to kind of compare that in Renaissance art and see what that looks like. So anyway, I think it's interesting to think about the mandrake being the connection to the divine rather than the apple. We know that we see the star inside of the apple. Let me get a dried piece of apple that I've done myself to show you what the inside would look like. And we have that star of creation, which also shows up, like, look, right here. Big, giant starfish someone sent me. It happens in nature all over, all of the time. I have this jar of pink lady apples and golden delicious. And I wanted to have golden apples and red apples. Of course, I like to have lots of different apples, but I want to show you the star that I'm talking about. The freaking golden apples taste so good in teas. That's what I used in the ribbon candy tea, the joy tea. But as you can see in the middle there, it does form a 5-pointed star. This one's not exactly equal, but you can see the tiny 2 points up here. And then 1, 1, 1, right? It's better on this side, more even. So this shape shows up all over in nature, and I think that that's kind of fantastic. But I don't think that the apple was the actual, you know, if in actuality that story happened in the Bible, I do believe it was mandrake rather than apple. It makes a lot more sense to me. Okay, proceeding. William Shakespeare, and we're reading out of this book, Wicked Plants by Amy Stewart. Got it today. Amazing. William Shakespeare, perhaps thinking of this event, created a role for the poison in Romeo and Juliet. The friar gives Juliet a mandrake-laced sleeping potion and makes this grim promise. And this is quoting from the play, I believe, or the playwright. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. The eyes' widows fall like death when he shuts up the day of life. Okay, now. Mandrake works its sporific magic through many of the same alkaloids as its deadly nightshade cousins. Atropine, Hycosamine, and scopolamine are all present in the plant and are capable of slowing down the nervous system and inducing a coma. Okay. Recently, an elderly Italian couple arrived at an emergency room babbling incoherently and hallucinating a few hours after eating the fruit. And we're talking about the mandrake apple. So the mandrake root is underground. Yes, that is also a, what do you call it, Jennifer? Where's your mind? Where is my mind, Pixies? Psychotropic. I'm just not in the right headspace at the moment to say. But, like, anyway, the mandrake root works in a little bit of a psychedelic way in the mind. The mandrake apple, so the mandrake root's below the ground like this. But the mandrake apple that is above the ground and way up here, they're not showing it, is what I believe was in Snow White. Remember when they gave Snow White an apple and then she like was poisoned and like died, but she wasn't really asleep? Love these legends. I talk about this in the mandrake video I did. It was like my 3rd video ever, and we'll probably review a couple videos on my year birthday for my channel. It'd be fun. But the mandrake video, it was really important to me because it was one of the first things I started working with was European mandrake. And it's crazy because when you look at Disney films, which I was such a fan of as a little kid, and when you fucking get to know about witchcraft and magic and herbalism, and then you compare that to every single Disney film, every single one, I can find things. And I would love to have a friend, a fucking witch that lives in my commune one day, that can be like the editor, the one who can get us on the computer and be like the wizard, you know. We'll call them the wizard, you know. Female or male or otherwise, we'll call them the wizard. And I'm manifesting all of this right now, just so you know. You know, it's gonna be this like whole like Star Trek like setup. It's gonna be like, the wizard, you're on this, and you know, like, you know, I'm like, obviously I'm the high priestess. It's fine. I'm a good person. I'm like never gonna be mean to anyone. And if I'm mean to you, it's because I fucking love you. How did we get here? How do we get on this conversation? Oh, Jennifer. But it doesn't matter what kind of Disney movie you watch. I can find something in it and point it out and talk about it. I can actually do this with Friends episodes. I can do it with many, many things. I can find the conspiracy theory in it. And I love that about myself. Like, that's something I love about myself that not everyone does, you know? I never fucking shut up, right? But, you know, it's only that way because you guys aren't tangible. If you guys were tangible, I would be quiet and I would listen. Alright, let's continue reading about Mandrake, but every single time you watch an old Disney movie, and especially like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, possibly Sleeping Beauty, think maybe she was pricked with some kind of herb on that needle that pricked her and put her to sleep. I think there's some different kind of legends behind Sleeping Beauty before Disney wrote it. But, I mean, just look at Fantasia. Look at Mickey and Minnie standing together. When I wear those big buns in my hair that look like Minnie Mouse buns, I'm always saying, like, you know, 33rd degree Mason, Walt Disney. When Mickey and Minnie stand together and their two little ears are together, if you were to flip it on its side and put them together, it would say 33. All of these are symbols that I hope people see because they're so blatant once you learn what they are. But Fantasia itself is Mickey Mouse putting on, in the this film is from the 30s, right? Mickey Mouse putting on a wizard's hat. It's the one that Tangerine Layla wears, you know, the fun He calls the spirits out of the woods, enchants them to come out, you know. All this stuff is like pure, you know, magic and what Christians might feel as devil work. Well, why do they look at it and go, oh, that's fun? You know, because it's just a, you know, it's just a laugh. But anyway, let's move on. Every time you watch an old Disney film, just like keep herbalism in mind. So Romeo and Juliet, that was a new one for me for this book that I learned was like really cool. Wicked plants. And where are we? Mandrake works its sopotrophic magic through many of the same alkaloids as its deadly nightshade cousins. Atropine, hydrocasamine, and scopolamine are all the present in the plant and capable of slowing down the nervous system and inducing a coma. Recently, an elderly Italian couple arrived at the emergency room babbling incoherently and hallucinating a few hours after eating the fruit, and that's what we were talking about and got on the tangent about the apple. It took a powerful antidote. Ironically, the doctor administered physogestamine, which is derived from the even more toxic calabar bean, Calabar bean, to restore a regular heartbeat and return them to consciousness. So it's really, really, really interesting when we think that a lot of these things that are allopathic pills, so like pharmaceutical medicines, that you have to, in the US, get a prescription from your doctor. I don't know how it works in the UK, but we just call those like, anyway, pills, right? Like, a pill will fix it. Yeah, but it gives you 3 other side effects, you know. Meet the relatives. The notorious nightshade family includes... So, mandrake is a nightshade. This family includes... Oh, how about let's guess. What nightshades do you guys know? Please put them in the chat, because we're going to talk about nightshades real quick. Nighttime here. Nighttime. What nightshades do you know? Tomato, yes, cherry bug. What other nightshades do we have, y'all? Eggplant, is that one, Michelle? I think it might be. I think you might be right. Aubergine, eggplant. Hey, Aniel at Moon, how was it at Lady Grave Dancers? Wasn't that such a fun chat? Yes, iridescent seed potato, absolutely. Bittersweet nightshade is common around here. I don't know what bittersweet is, hun. Tange passes a note in class. You're hilarious. I want you guys to get some of these bracelets from me so that we can all wear them. I want to cut pieces of that animal so that we can all be close to the same soul, just like if we all get from the same, you know, it's just that connection. It's that connection. Because we can't be together all the time, but we kind of can through those kind of connections, I do believe. Alright, let's talk about nightshades then. One that's not mentioned here is tobacco. Tobacco is a nightshade. So, you know what's interesting? Hey, B! Hey, Kale. How are you? You know what's interesting? Is, in the macrobiotic diet, you're not supposed to eat any nightshades. Because you're not supposed to be awake at night. Your circadian rhythm, you know, says that you should sleep when it gets dark, no matter what time that is, and be awake when it's light, no matter what time that is. You know, that's circadian rhythm. And that's getting your body, like we said last night, like we talked about for a long time last night or the night before, I can't remember when, about getting your period set to the moon cycles. Okay? And after the sun goes down, not using lights, but using only candlelight, oil lamps, etc. Reading books by candlelight, oil lamp, not using devices after the sun goes down. To get your circadian rhythm right in your head. That will restart your menstrual cycle and get it set to the moons. Which is really freaking cool. And so if any women out there are interested in that, I mean, when I start writing books, that's like a really main topic that I want to write about, is getting set, set with that, because women, even when they're past the stage of menstruating, I'm not crying, I have an itch in my eye. Even when women are past the stage of menstruating, I feel like you can still attune your, I think you still have cycles, like, either way. It would not make sense for the cycles to stop and you not to stop. So in my heart, I kind of believe that. And does anyone know about that? Alright, so in the book it does say peppers, right? I knew that one. And when we're talking about peppers, peppercorns are not included. It's just peppers like bell peppers, hot peppers, any kind of peppers. Tomatoes, potatoes, along with deadly nightshades like belladonna, and that would be mandrake. Okay, so then also they didn't include tobacco, but tobacco is a nightshade. So for anybody that uses tobacco or nicotine, that is a nightshade, and since it is awake at night, and this would really connect with people who do work with the Ayurvedic medicine, where you're really, where you're really going with the cycles, right? Who would be really good for Ayurvedic medicine. How about Scotch bonnet peppers? Oh my god, aren't those supposed to be crazy, crazy hot and spicy? Say that again, please. What are you talking about, cherry chapstick? I'll say it again if you tell me what you want me to say. So happy you guys are chatting together. That's really nice. Makes me happy. Bell pepper. Okay, gotcha. But not spicy peppers, just bell peppers, the ones that have 0% on the Scoville scale. Alright, Kirsten, it was so good to meet you. I hope to connect with you since you're close to me and you have a channel and you have videos. I saw that when I subscribed to you earlier on Lady Grave Dancers chat. Kirsten, let's try and communicate, which I would adore, and hook up. And I'm looking forward to watching your content, so I'll see you soon. Have a good evening. She's at the same time as me, and it's 10:08 p.m. Let's find a random thing to talk about in the Seattle Stranger. Why not? Here's the front page of the Stranger today. They come out monthly, I think. No, weekly. So there's 52 of them a year. I have so many friends that have boxes and boxes of these because they collected one a week since they were 14 and wanting to go to shows. It's sad to me. But, some people collect two because they want to do decoupage with some of them. And good anymore, man. They used to be just trash garbage. There's like a coaster in here. Come on. No. Oh! Built the Spill's playing! October 25th. You gotta rip this out. Okay, I love Built the Spill. If you guys don't know that band, Idaho. They're from Idaho. They're October 25th. I got this today, so it's a preview for the show box, right? Yeah, it starts from June all the way to October. Alright, well I'm gonna see Built the Spill at the show box on October 25th, which is really close to Samhain. That's freaking cool. You guys, YouTube Built to Spill Strange Live. You can watch the video where it's them and there's a roller coaster and they're in New Jersey or something. Built to Spill Liar. Oh. Breaks your heart, warms your heart. Built to Spill. What's it called? Stab. Built to Spill Stab. I love that song. That's a great song. So anyway, I saw Built to Spill when I was pregnant with my daughter. I saw Built to Spill like, I don't know, 7 or 8 times. I saw David Bowie 13 times. Yeah, Built to Spill, just like Honey Owlet Moon said. Yep, Built to Spill. Oh, here's some stuff like from my, cards. The Stranger used to just really be a lot of dirty ads. But now it's, just shows and Pride. Oh, it is almost Pride Week. Happy Pride Week for everybody who celebrates Pride Week. I used to always be a fan of Gay Pride Week. I am part of that. I'm a bisexual woman, which almost is like, well, I'm not going to compare anything to anyone. But it's difficult because sometimes you're looked down upon by people or very misunderstood. But yes. There's just lots of good things in this newspaper. Lots of things to cut out. But it used to be just complete trash. And that thing I made into that game was fun. Oh boy, I'm tired. Oh. Tired. I'm so happy about the Lodestone. Really happy. I want to get it out of this plastic. Kiss your things, guys. They'll love you back. Oh my god, David Bowie. Oh, I bet you just cherish that. Yeah. I have my David Bowie altar over here. Let me shorten you guys so I can show you my little David Bowie altar. Hold on. I'll have a drink and then show you that. I have to bless this ribbon and I have so much to do. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure to come on and show you guys tonight all the stuff I got, what I've been up to. Been really busy, but I do need Etsy orders. So anybody that wants to, please check out my Etsy shop below. Please do. Because I have no orders right now and I need the work. So I would do anything you guys need. We'll work on it together. I just harvested all this mugwort from my garden. So if you need a big old bundle of that, we've got that. We've got fir boughs. We've got sage, abalone shells, mortar and pestles beyond your wildest dreams, oil lamps, everything. Okay, what was I going to show y'all? What did we say we were going to do? Help me, Rhonda, help Rhonda. I just found your channel today. Jen Bunny Bike It, welcome to the channel. I absolutely love you because your name has Jen with 2 N's, just like me. Welcome to the channel. Everyone, welcome Jen Bunny. I love bunnies. I have 3 bunny tails, if anybody needs any. 1 is white and 2 are brown. Or 2 are white and 1 is brown, I can't remember. So much stuff I need to get on the Etsy shop. This is why I need my witchy commune. I need someone to help me. Like, I need to be the one who fetches all the stuff and finds it. And then somebody else needs to list it. And we all need to just live in this lovely house and work together and just, like, be the bestest friends. That's my dream. It won't even be hard because we're not working. It's fun. It's not called work. No. What do we say? It's called work for a reason. If it was a good time, it'd be called fun. You know? We call it work because it's hard. That's what I keep telling myself. Is that true, y'all? Is that a true statement? I don't even know. But I try to be really positive all of the time. These buffalo teeth are fantastic. They're a lot different than the one that I got in Texas. And, you know, like I say, they're made into beads. They're already drilled. You know, you could do that. Spooky. Where are we here? So welcome, Jen Bunny. Welcome. You need 2 rabbit ears. I don't have any rabbit ears, darling. I can try and talk to some farmers in the local area because there's rabbit farms. And I'm guessing that they just throw away the ears, honestly. And there's rabbit farms all over. You guys just Google rabbit farms in your area. You go there, you ask them, can I have this? Sure. Throw it in the dehydrator, or throw it in salt, or learn how to taxidermy it. But I think you can just throw things like ears that are just like a thin amount of skin and salt. That's what I did with my doe carcass that I found. We found a baby deer, a doe, on the side of the road right after it had passed away, and I picked it up and we figured it out. And I'm trying to get that set up to share with some of you guys on the shop and everything, because it is such a fucking precious spirit. Like, as soon as Alex saw it, he called me and goes, I need to pick you up now, get dressed. And it was like 6 in the morning. I'm like, okay. So I get dressed and I'm like, what is it? And he goes, we gotta go now, we have to go. There's a little deer on the side of the road that just got hit, and it was the winter time, so it was really cold, right? And the deer, when we got there, was completely passed away. You know, we checked, we double checked, we triple checked. And then we took it home and I lit a candle and just said what I had to say and asked the spirit if I can work with it. And I got a definite, very, very, very good vibe, and yes. And I got that vibe kind of before the hand when Alex had called me to it, because why else would he do that, you know? So anyway, yeah, I mean, I have this beautiful, beautiful, probably like this big, you know, 3 by 4 pelt of a doe, like a baby deer with white spots, like a Bambi skin. And here's the thing. A lot of people think, man, that's messed up. You went on the side of the road and you dismembered that carcass and you know, did all those things. Yeah, I did. Because I really was drawn to, like, the spirit of that animal. Like, deers are so cool. I have them all over. I have one right above my bed all of the time. I have 13 in my house. I mean, they're all over the place. And I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. It's just very, very, like intimate detail of, like, the way that I work. So, do you guys have animals that you're just so preciously drawn to that it's hard to explain? Whether it be a cat or a dog or something different than that, something that you've never even touched in real life. Because I've never been able to hug a deer like I've been able to hug a cow on the farm, or hug a pig on the farm, or play with a chicken, or whatever. But deer are different. They're kind of like, a sentient being. And, especially young animals in the wild, like deer and birds and things like that, if you touch one of the young and your human scent goes on that young, then you can distract it from, like, smell is more important to animals than looks. I know that because I have 5 cats, and they used to just, sometimes if one of them goes outside and doesn't come back inside for a week, the other ones look at it like it's a stranger and, like, attack it and hiss at it. To animals, some animals, smell is so much more important than looks. So, it's just interesting to me how just watching all of that nature is just, like, uber fun and fantastic. I feel like I'm rambling on. Hey, Katie Ross said I've always been drawn to deer as well. Hyenas are something I am very drawn to as well. Don't know much about them spiritually, though. Let me grab a book super quick called Beasties and see if we have hyena, because I think I have a little bit of information on the hyena spirit. I'll be right back. So this book is fantastic. If anybody's not seen it yet, I've talked about it a lot on my channel. It's been a while since we've read from it, though, probably. But I do believe that hyenas are in here. The Book of Beasties by Sarah Bamford Siedelman. So it's alphabetical, just like Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. They have even mythical creatures like the griffin and the phoenix and things like that. Oh yeah, of course, Katie Ross. Like, that's my favorite thing, is just, like, on a whim, like, just start looking stuff up. Like, in the car with my mom today, I'm just like, when you carry things like these around and you just pick, like, 3 or 4 books to go with you on a day trip, you can just always just, like, look out the window and, yeah, it's beautiful. Alright, so we're looking up hyena. Is it H-Y? How do we spell it? Oh, I found it. Hyena. I found it. Yay. They even have the hyrax. Have you ever known this animal, the hyrax? So anyway, hyena. For those of you who haven't heard yet me say this, on the day of my birthday, which I can't say what day that is for safety reasons, but on that day I woke up and I looked at the YouTube and I found freaking preview for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie. It combines all 3 and it's kind of like Jumanji-like. And the preview is like this girl who's reading this old book from this attic or something or another type of thing. And every time she reads a story, it happens in her town. And Harold is a big one. And the frickin' lady on the stairs that's all, And with the black hair, the big white face, and they freaking bring the images back to life somehow. It's crazy. And I just wanted to say that y'all should really look up that Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie preview. It's coming out in August. And we've all loved that since the early 90s. I've always wanted to get a tattoo of the Stephen Gamble or Alvin Schwartz, whichever one does the drawings. Hyena. Feminine leadership. Opportunity. No. Feminine leadership. Opportunity. Self-expression. Attention to detail. If hyena is your core beastie, so if that's something that like has been your favorite thing or you've always collected hyena stuff, you know, throughout your life, then you have a facetious attention to detail in communication. Aligning affirmations. Get plucky. Decide. Go after it with all your heart. Be fierce. So, for instance, if you were to see a hyena in a dream or a meditation or just... What was your thing with the hyena? How did it go? Hey, Lunea! I love you so much. I'm so glad you're here. But I'm asking... Good night, sweet Tess. For fuck's sakes. Katie Ross says, hyenas are something I am very drawn to as well. I don't know much about them spiritually. Okay, so if you're just drawn to them, have you always been drawn to them, Katie Ross? Have you always been drawn to them? So anyway, if that's your core beastie, aligning affirmations, get plucky, decide, go after it with all your heart, be fierce. Something happened to me today, you guys, and I can't frickin' talk about it because it would be so dorky, but oh my god, like, this day and tomorrow might be the best day of my frickin' life. I'm not kidding, and for those of you who know me on Skype, you can ask me why in a private message, but like, you know, I'm not going to tell the world because it would be so dorky. Okay. Get plucky, decide. Go after it with all your heart, be fierce. Favor-inspired protocol. Find magic in unique steps. Test until satisfied. Own your body. Subtly send messages of intention and strength. And honestly, this book goes on and on and on and on and on about the hyena. It talks about the chakra, it talks about the creativity, relating, love, beastly practice, vocation, wellness. It talks about, like, this book goes on and on. But that's just like a brief on the hyena. So I was glad to share that with you, Katie Ross. Thank you. Yeah! Such a great book, this one. Such a great book. But it doesn't have things like cat and dog, and the other day I went to look something up and it didn't have something super common, but it does have very uncommon things. Let's just flip and stop. It has firefly and cardinal and ostrich. Marmoset. There's the marmoset. You know, so it has really like oddball things. Hawk, those are native here. Cheetah. Buffalo, bear. What the frick is that? You know, I don't know what that is. It looks like a raptor. I bet it's a mythical creature, because they do have mythical creatures of here. Anyway, you guys. So happy to share all my finds with you guys. Lunea, did you see what I got? Do you know what this is? Did you hear about it already? Candy? I have a donkey for sale on my Etsy shop page. which is in the description below. It's been a long day. Yep. So you have to rewatch this whole video and look at all my finds, but this is a human rib. And I know where to get a bunch of human body parts that were donated to science from the Seattle University. And I've never, it was a curiosity shop I randomly found below the streets of Ballard. I feel like I went, no, you know how there's like those movies? Okay, stop. You know how there's movies where you like, oh, I went into this bookshop, and then somebody's like, what? That's just a building that's been empty for 50 years. And you're like, no, I went into a bookshop and I fucking got human bones there. And you have the bone, it's tangible, but the bookshop never existed. That stuff chills my soul, right? I thought of one of the scariest movie themes the other day, and it has nothing to do with blood and guts and horror and anything that I'm terribly terrified of. But it had to do with, like, psychological stuff, you know. And at the end, you find out and you're like, oh, you know. I'm just really, really, really a creative, and that's my goal in life, is to just, I really don't care if I live paycheck to paycheck my whole entire life, as long as I have enough top ramen to eat, you know, or vegetables in my garden to grow. I want to keep doing this, and I choose you, you know, I choose you guys. So I love you very much, and I'm just going to close with that, because for those of you, you know, who know what's going on in my life, I just want to say I choose you, and I love you, and I'll talk to you very soon, and you're only a fedora away from your wildest dreams, and do not ever, 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 ever give up your dreams. Whatever they are, start writing a goal toward them right this moment. It's very important. And I'm not ungrateful for any of the messed up things that have happened in my past. I'm actually very, very, very grateful for them. I'm going to be reading all of these comments after, so I will be able to see what you guys are saying. But just be very, very grateful for every moment that you are here. If you're having any problems with addiction, please message me, and let me help you, because I've been through it and I know how it goes, and I can help you with herbal workings. Let me help you. Alright, all my love, Jen the Taxidermy Witch. I showed a lot of things here. If they're not on Etsy, just ask me and I'll help you. I'll give you an order. All my love. Bye, you guys. I love you.